Been living in Flagstaff for almost the last 5 years and instantly fell in love with the outdoors up here. For me, it's a place where I can feel a little bit centered, and if things ever get too much, I can kind of take off on a trail and all of a sudden the world makes sense again.
I've been to Flagstaff for almost 4 years. I moved here in 2013. Beautiful part of the country. You got the mountains, you're right next to the Grand Canyon, you got the Colorado River. Anthony and I grew up 1 mile away from each other in Rochester, New York. We ended up going to elementary school together, high school, but we really became good friends in college at St. Bonaventure University. We traveled the world together. We've lived on each other's floors for years on end.
We seem to be able to inspire each other. We both feed off of each other's energy, and we both have similar goals for how we'd like to live our lives and how we'd like to help other people succeed. It's been a match made in heaven. The first trip to Nepal was in 2011. At the time, Elevate Nepal didn't exist, and we were just kind of headed for an adventure.
Spent a month hiking to Mount Everest Base Camp, and then we volunteered on farms for 2 months around the country. It's some of the most beautiful, enchanting, mystical landscape I've ever seen, but it's the beauty of the people that truly make me keep coming back to Nepal.
It's a very simple lifestyle, and what I've learned about myself over the years is that that's something I crave. They understand what needs to be done and what's important in life, and they understand how to have a good time and what matters the most while we're here for a short time on this planet. So most of the time when you talk to people about Nepal, because they think everything is 14,000 foot or 20,000 foot mountains, and they think everything is suspended on a very large hillside, but in reality there's a lot of different geography in Nepal.
It's very diverse because at the bottom and the south part of Nepal is very flat. You can see for miles and miles, and then in the north it's all just the great Himal, the greatest mountains in the world, the biggest mountains in the world.
When we heard about the earthquake, the first things we immediately thought about was our friends who were possibly involved or had some type of hardship.
I remember reading about the earthquake. It was early morning. I was waking up for work, and I was reading about it on the internet, and of course was devastated by hearing the news. And I remember I'm driving to work, and all I can think about is the people up in the Himalayas who are in a very tough situation. We just got back from a trip from Nepal, May of 2017. That's 2 years after the earthquake. Rebuild efforts are stagnant. You go up to the villages and you would think the earthquake just hit yesterday. People still living in temporary structures, under tarps, under houses made of tin.
Elevate Nepal is a nonprofit organization that deals with relief efforts in Nepal. We're focusing on rebuilding infrastructure that was damaged or destroyed in the earthquakes, mainly with a concentration in schools, homes, and sanitation systems to help folks start improving their quality of life after the earthquake. Rebuild efforts have not been happening, and the people need some help. It's all about giving people the basic needs that they should be entitled to as a human being, and since they're not getting those, Elevate Nepal is going to focus on helping make this a reality.
The project we have coming up next is to rebuild a primary school in the village of Sershu. Village and the school were completely destroyed by the earthquake. If we can get the school rebuilt, it would accommodate all 700 kids in the village and the surrounding areas.
In the future, it would be nice to have the funds and the capabilities to expand on that and give them further opportunities for future growth. So if we're rebuilding a school, it would be great to possibly set up a garden and teach kids how they could do permaculture on their parents' farm. I know Dan's passion is doing renewable energy. We could rebuild the school and we could put solar panels on it and teach folks through some programs at the school about renewable energy based on solar projects and biogas projects to once again give them a higher quality of life in their villages for years to come.
We're always looking for volunteers at Elevate Nepal Inc., people to jump on a plane and head over to Nepal and get their hands dirty and help with rebuilding. I know that's tough for some. Coming out to our events, we're based in Flagstaff, Arizona. We have a lot of events around the Southwest throughout the year, coming out, showing support. Helping with any fundraising initiatives is always greatly appreciated and highly needed.
We believe in keeping our supporters very up to date on our current happenings in Nepal, and we feel as though we owe them that right to know exactly where their money's going.
Thanks everybody for all your support. Please check out our social media platforms, like us on all of it, and check out our website when you get a second.
There's one place in the world that I could spend part of my year, I would choose Nepal. I'm grateful for this opportunity to be able to experience this new adventure and to help give back to a country that's done so much for me.